My name is Kelly Wu, and I did my research project on the ENSO cycle. So what exactly is ENSO? It stands for El Niño Southern Oscillation, and it's a naturally occurring cycle on Earth with three phases: El Niño, La Niña, and neutral. They alternate in irregular intervals between 2 and 7 years, and they have various effects on ocean surface temperatures and trade winds, which in turn affects precipitation levels and overall weather. The cycle can have effects seen across the globe, especially as globalization increases with things like food production. But the weather events themselves have the greatest impacts in tropical regions and on less developed countries with limited resources to recover from natural disasters and an overall greater dependence on the natural environment. El Nino and La Nina have opposite climate patterns and effects. Generally speaking, El Nino means warmer than average sea surface temperatures, and La Nina means cooler than average sea surface temperatures. The impacts and severity vary greatly across the globe, depending on the region that you're looking at, but the ENSO system specifically does influence seasonal climate in the US. During El Nino, trade winds weaken and in some cases reverse direction, blowing west to east. It also creates surface waters to be warmer in the Pacific Ocean, which causes warm and dry conditions in the northern US, southern Africa, Asia, and much of Latin America, while producing weather conditions near the equator and in tropical Pacific Ocean regions. El Nino is associated with a stronger hurricane season in the eastern Pacific and less severe hurricanes in the Atlantic. La Nina, on the other hand, creates stronger than average easterly winds and currents, which pushes the warm water towards Asia. And as a result, colder, more nutrient-rich water rises to the surface and sea surface temperatures decrease near the coast, the west coast of the Americas. This creates dry drought conditions in the southern US, equatorial Africa, eastern South America, and Central Asia, while bringing heavier rainfall to the Pacific Northwest, Canada, South Africa, northern South America, and the Asia Pacific region. And La Nina is associated with a stronger hurricane season in the Atlantic region. And so neutral is a transitional time that usually occurs between El Nino and La Nina, and it's categorized by average sea surface temperatures and wind patterns. The easterly winds and currents move water and air from east to west in a usual manner, which then creates relatively normal weather events. In the US, we see normal warm temperatures in the south and average cold temperatures in the north and the Midwest. So why do we care about the ENSO cycle? It is one of the most important climate phenomena on Earth, and it's a very important source of annual global climate variability, second only to the Earth-Sun relationship. The cycle changes global atmospheric circulation, which affects temperature, precipitation levels, and severity of natural disasters. And like I mentioned earlier, the less developed countries are particularly vulnerable to the natural disasters and variable weather events caused and exacerbated by the ENSO cycle. Some potential effects that we've seen from extreme ENSO cycles are an increase in diseases carried by mosquitoes, which we see their populations increase during some La Nina and El Nino years. Mosquitoes breed more during droughts when reservoirs and water sources become stagnant, and during wet years when there is an increase in standing water and moisture from rain events. There's also, with the ENSO cycle and El Nino and La Nina years, there's a higher risk for wildfires, severe droughts, flooding, landslides, superstorms, and stronger hurricanes, and just general extreme weather and extreme heat waves. All of these weather events can then have lasting effects on things like food production, the ecosystem, and biodiversity, especially in marine environments. So what phase are we in now? Currently, we are seeing an El Nino cycle. Some experts claim it's a super El Nino. And some are saying it's the strongest on record, one of the strongest on record. Ocean surface temperatures are warmer than usual, And there's been abundant rainfall and snow in the southern US, as we've seen in California. And unusually high temperatures in the north of the country. Research suggests that this cycle has peaked and is now in a downtrending cycle, with a 55% likelihood that La Nina will develop by summer. So has climate change had any effect on the ENSO cycle? There is not enough substantial data to confirm the effects of climate change on the ENSO cycle. However, data does show more extreme swings between El Nino and La Nina events. We need more reliable data and a longer period of data to make any strong conclusions, but models suggest that ENSO variations are likely to become 15 to 20% stronger if greenhouse gas concentrations and emissions continue to increase. Data does show that the temperatures have reached much higher highs and lower lows, and the weather events associated with El Nino and La Nina years have become stronger recently. Exactly how the cycle has changed or how it will be affected by climate change in the future is still TBD, but science suggests we will see some major effects. Thank you.